Hey everybody, it is Coach Leroux, and I'm coming to you from outside of beautiful Bozeman, Montana. And today I wanted to talk about a lot of people have been asking about this, the ketogenic lifestyle and fat loss. Fat loss is a huge thing, right? And I want to focus this talk and this little video on how to maximize fat loss utilizing Keto OS products and a native lifestyle, okay? I want to keep it short and simple. There's a lot of information, but I just want to make it so it's tight. And doing this, you will learn literally, as it says, how to maximize fat loss using Keto OS. Been working with a couple of my buddies that have helped well over 100,000 people use these simple products right here, Keto OS and the Max, to help people lose that fat. So that's what I want to rock and roll with, right? It's going to make it a lot easier for you. I will tell you that, and you'll see that as we talk about it. So real quick, we'll do a little bit of history here, kind of some things are going on. Ketones, ketosis, ketogenesis, we hear all of these words, keto lifestyle. Essentially, ketosis or a state of ketosis is when you have ketones in your body, okay, very simplistically. Two ways to get ketones. One is for your body to make them, and up until 2 years ago, you could not drink them, your body could only make them. So you had to do a low calorie or a starvation type diet to get ketones into your body. And that is ketogenesis, when your body is making ketones, right? Ketogenesis, the production of making up in that low calorie or no calorie, low carb, high fat, low carb, no fat, however we want to do it, but low carb, your body would produce ketones. Puts you in a state of ketosis, having ketones in your body. Well, now you can do that through a diet, or you can actually drink them and have ketones in your body, and you are in a state of ketosis. It's called therapeutic ketosis. Nutritional by food, therapeutic over here by drinking them, okay? Very simplistically. Now, I want to state this, that Keto OS Max is a tool, right? This is a tool that you can put in your belt to help you achieve ketosis, obviously in 60 minutes or less versus 3, 4, 5, 10 days to get into it without having to deal with the keto flu and a lot of things that come along with that. It also is going to, and I'll show you in phase one, how this is going to make life a lot easier for you, okay? So it is a tool, and I want you to think about that. The biggest thing too is, a lot of you have probably read or heard about, what is ketosis? What do people got going on? Well, people have better focus. They have better mental clarity, better mood. They sleep like a rock, better health as a whole. There is absolute fat loss. Don't get me wrong, fat loss, but there's so many things before that. Strength and strength gain, muscle preservation, lack of brain fog, and better digestion, better skin. Those are just some of the things that people see when they're in a state of ketosis. So whether you're drinking ketones or in it through food, that's what you're going to see. Okay? So a couple more things. Ketones do help. They are proven to reduce sugar cravings as well as carbohydrate cravings. So that is a very big thing right there. The other side is ketones are a superior energy source to glucose. There is no insulin needed like with glucose. Literally, ketones come in your body, go into your blood, and go right into your mitochondria and as ATP as energy, right? So absolutely amazing. There's also greater satisfaction and appetite suppression, which I'll talk about in the first couple phases, okay? Another thing I'm going to point out is we are talking about fat loss, not weight loss, okay? There are two major differences here. Fat loss is literally the fat on your body coming off. Now, yes, you will probably lose some weight when you lose fat, but I can help anybody lose weight. I can help anybody lose 10, 15, 20 pounds in a matter of 2-3 days. I'm just going to dehydrate you and have you go to the bathroom a lot and all that, and that's weight loss. But is that actual fat? No, it is not. So what I've noticed, a lot of people when they go into a ketogenic diet or drink ketones, they do tend to lose weight very rapidly. 3, 4, 5, 10 pounds, right? And for that reason is ketones have a slight diuretic effect to them, meaning they excrete water out of your body through your urinary tract. Most people aren't drinking enough water to begin with. So a lot of that initial is weight loss, it's water, or because we have a lot of inflammation in our body and ketones help with inflammation, it is actually reducing that inflammation and that inflammatory parts release the water out of your system, okay? Now here's something I'll tell you, a little note that I've learned over the years through friends and some of my mentors and coaches as well, is that the more rapid, the faster you lose weight or inches in that beginning week to 10 days, typically the less healthy you are. Now you're going to learn this from me. I'm not going to be PC. I'm going to lay this out for you because it took me a long time myself to realize, you have to be honest with yourself if you want to break through in some areas of what's holding you back. And so I'm not going to hold any punches. If you ever talk to me on the phone or in a chat, you're going to see that. I'm here, I'm honest, I'm real. Because I want you to succeed. I want you to have better health. I want you to have better life, better finances, right? That's what I'm here for, okay? So, back to that rapid weight loss, you're probably less healthy you've got more garbage going on, and you need this program more than anybody. You need ketones more than anybody, and you're going to want to stay on it longer, but you're going to see some amazing, amazing results, right? So that's where we're at. So if we have that rapid weight loss, rapid inches, like I said, usually H2O, we'll want to be on it longer. Now, as I speak about that, with anything, you really want to commit at least 90 days to any program. It's not because I want you to drink our product for 90 days or anything like that. It's because you need it. You didn't gain weight overnight. You didn't get fat overnight. You didn't get fat over a month or 2 months. It usually took you 3, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, years, or you've been heavy your whole life. I was heavy for many, many years. So this progression, we're in a microwave society, but that's not how it works with fat loss. Weight loss, yes. Fat loss, no. So make a commitment to yourself and to this program for 90 days, and you will see amazing, amazing, amazing changes in your life, like I said, in your health, in your mental focus, clarity, there's so many things, right? So part of that is I'm going to encourage dietary changes as well as a lifestyle changes, right? This is a lifestyle, not having to eat low carb your whole life, but incorporating something into your life, okay? Just lifestyle changes. This isn't a quick fix. This isn't a diet. This is part of lifestyle. And you will learn, at least I have, and most people, these tens of thousands of people I've worked with, learn to love this. Absolutely changes their body, right? So very simplistically, I'm going to start out right here. How to maximize fat loss utilizing Keto OS, Max, and the native lifestyle, okay? Very simplistically, let's just jump into it. Phase 1. Phase 1 is very simple. For the first, from day 0 to about day 5 to day 10, all I want you to do is do these simple things. When you wake up in the morning, I want you to add sea salt, so Celtic sea salt or Himalayan sea salt. Just start with a pinch in the morning and work yourself up to an eighth to a half a teaspoon every morning, and then polish it off with some water, okay? Quick suggestion is take and set a glass of water by your bed at night. What you don't drink, get up in the morning, take it with you, go to the bathroom, wash your face, pinch of salt, boom, put it in. Here's why. And all these people freak out about all this salt and everything. Don't be doing that. There's so much misinformation out there. I've got other videos on that. But essentially, we walk around dehydrated. We don't have enough water in our bodies. And I always tell people you need to drink more of what you're made of. We're made of 70% water, right? So the number 1 tip I can give you is drink more of what you're made of. 2 is add ketones to it, and you're going to have a superior calorie, and you will feel absolutely amazing, right? So that's tip number 1, right? Huge tip right there. But sea salt, pinch of sea salt, helps your body hold the water into you better. Not like water retention. It actually helps flush your body because your body now has the vitamins the minerals and whatnot that come from a good Himalayan salt. So there's lots of ancient minerals and everything that helps our body. So we're going to get more hydrated. You're also going to notice it's going to help your stomach. It's going to help with bowel movements. There's a whole slew of things that help when you're using Himalayan or sea salt or Celtic sea salt. Okay, every morning. Water, okay, how much water do we need? We need more. That's all I'm going to tell you right now. We'll go into that deeper over here, but you need more water. So you start out with 20 ounces there, and you're drinking water throughout the day, okay? Coffee or tea, if you're a coffee or tea drinker, no problem. But what I will tell you, if you've got to add the milk and the sugar, or you're going to Starbucks or some of the other places, and you're literally getting a sugary drink with a shot of coffee in it, that doesn't flow. So here's what I ask people. So you like coffee? They say, yeah. I said, how do you like it black? Most people are going, no, I don't like black coffee. I like to have it this, blah, blah. I can't tell you all the names because I don't drink coffee, right? Blood mocha, whatever. Like, that's not coffee. That is sugary garbage with a shot of coffee in it, okay? So we want to work on that. If you're going to have coffee, we're going to go ahead and eliminate the sugary substances that are put in it, as well as all the artificial milks and creamers and everything. A great addition to that, if we need to have our coffee in the morning or tea, is to add our simple keto cream. This has got great fats. It's got a good all-natural sweetener, cinnamon. This will literally change your coffee, okay? Now, this has the fats in it, which are great, but I don't always say if you can just drink black coffee or black tea or with a shot of heavy whipping cream or coconut milk, something like that, it's going to be far better for you, okay? If you don't need the fats, then don't do it. If you do not drink coffee or tea in the morning, do not start. If you're like me, there's no need to start, okay? There's no added benefits to that. Okay, so simplistically, coffee or tea. What you can do is I do this every morning. After I have my first glass of water, when I'm walking around the house getting ready to do my movements, I drink a glass of water with lemon juice or lime juice and apple cider vinegar. Okay, 2-to-1 ratio, apple cider vinegar to lemon juice or lime juice. I've done a video on that, all the benefits of that, but throw a couple shots of that in there and just drink that throughout the morning, or shoot it and follow it with water. More water and the cleansing properties, just absolutely And when you do ACV, apple cider vinegar, get the stuff with the mother in it. Bragg's or whatnot has all the stuff floating in it. So many minerals and good things growing on, okay? Then the third part of this, and very simplistically, is I'm not here to tell you to eliminate anything. I'm telling you to add something to your program. Well, add two things. Add water and add ketones. Very simplistically. Very easy. Rip one open, put it in the shaker bottle, shake it up, and drink it. That's all I'm asking you to do. And good every time. So what I'm saying is add in 1 ketone a day, okay? And the way it works out is for your first meal of the day. Now, if you got to get up and have breakfast, get up, have your water, boom, boom, drink a ketone, right? That's what I want you to do. And then when you become hungry, that's when you want to eat. So we're in a society where we eat at 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning, we eat at noon to 1, we eat at 5 to 6 because we're told to, not because we're hungry. So many of us eat and we weren't even hungry. That's what we're supposed to do. And so I want people to start thinking consciously, am I really hungry? Or do I just feel that I need to eat because of what time it is? And that'll be one of our other bigger shifts we're going to have in our life and our mind is eat when you are, right here, eat when you are hungry, okay? Eat when you're hungry. So get up in the morning, salt, coffee or tea if you drink it, and have a Keto OS when you first get hungry. So that might be at 8 o'clock, it might be at 7, it might not be till 10 or 11 o'clock, right? I don't know what time it is today, it's probably close to 11 or noon. I'm having my first Keto OS right now, right? And it just gets that way. So it'll grow, it'll come along as you grow, but you'll wake up and be like, oh, I'm not very hungry. Have your first Keto OS as your first meal, eat when you're hungry, okay? And we're gonna start looking at a couple labels just to see what's in our foods, okay? Now here's what's cool. In this first phase, I'm telling you to add 2 things, water and ketones. What's that gonna do for you? You will realize and notice probably within 2 to 3 days, 4 to 5 days tops, that you do not want the sugary foods. And I told you over here we want to start to eliminate some of our sugary foods. But I shouldn't say eliminate, they're just going to fall out of our life, okay? So I'm not telling you to get rid of anything. There are things that are just going to come out of your life or you're not going to want them, which makes it much easier as we step into phase 2. Because we all know that we probably shouldn't have the mass quantities of sugary foods that we do, right? So phase 2. Essentially, phase 2 is going to start from day 5, if we're a little faster, up to about 2 weeks to 3 weeks, okay? Very simplistically, we're going to continue to follow phase 1. We'll follow phase 1 through all of these. So sea salt, coffee, Keto OS, eat when you're hungry. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to actually assess the foods, like I was saying up here, that have fallen out of your lifestyle. We'll look back and go, oh, I no longer want this. I no longer want that. That's fantastic. We're putting a superior calorie into our body when we're using ketones versus eating sugary drinks or foods in those respects, right? So we're going to assess the foods that have fallen out of our eating habits, and we're going to start reducing our carbohydrates, okay? Now everybody freaks out, oh, carbs, carbs. It's going to actually be very easy because we're not wanting them like we had wanted them before, right? And that's what I love about this. So most of these carbs, like I said, are going to fall out. First of all, we want to start reducing ourselves to about 100 grams of carbs a day. That's why we kind of started looking at reading labels up here. Just flip them over, hey, box of noodles, this many carbs, soda pop, whatever it is, and we're just going to start reducing those. The obvious ones, sugary drinks, Gatorade, soda pop, energy drinks, all of those are very obvious. Donuts, ice cream, and all those things can be replaced actually with keto food. So don't freak out there. I eat ice cream all the time. I eat chocolate chip cookie dough all the time. It's a keto version and it's very good. So we can make all of that. It's all easily Googleable, right? So we're going to start assessing. We're going to start reducing 100 carbs down to 50 and then maybe down as low as 20. Here's what I'll tell you. Now they're just blunt saying right here is if you've been packing more than 20 pounds around on your body, if you're 20 pounds or more overweight and have been for a couple of years, we really need to get down here. We've got other issues going on that we need to attack and hammer out. So work your way down, and it actually is getting very easy as you get to this by drinking your ketones and getting down, okay? But that's just straight up, you're fat and you've got to be blunt, but you've got to pull that off, okay? So some people can get away with, at my size right now, and as I've leaned out more, I still have some fat left, but I've been on this journey along with you guys, so it's not like I'm making any of this up. He said we've helped over 100,000 people use this exact same protocol. I've added a couple of tweaks that we've learned over the last year to make it even better and enhance it, right? But it's 20 carbs or less. But I could jump up to 50 now because my body's starting to figure more things out. But we'll go into that in more advanced trainings, okay? So reduce our carbohydrates. So phase 1, phase 2. Phase 3 is anywhere from that 2 to 3 weeks on to until we meet our goals. So like I said, I personally am currently in phase 3, right? I've been losing body fat, I've been gaining lean muscle mass, I've been losing inches, all of that stuff, but I'm not to where I would like to be or where my body really should go. So I'm still in phase 3. So my phase 3 is I follow phase 1, I follow phase 2, I've eliminated a lot of those carbs, I do 20 or carbs or less, okay? And I'm drinking my ketones every day. And then I switched over my meats to less lean cuts of meat, which sounds totally crazy. Everybody's chicken breasts and turkey and the lean cuts of pork. Wrong. We need to get fattier meats in, okay? So we've not added any real fat. We've added a little bit here if we had to, but we've not added any fat in here, right? And I'll go back to that. Why haven't we added any fat? Because you hear about all this keto as high fat, low carb, medium protein. That is true when we get to phase 4. But in phases 1, 2, and 3, we still have plenty of fat on our body, right? So when we are producing ketones, from being in lower carbohydrate, our body's taking the fat from our body, or it's taking the fat that we put in our mouth. So if you put all the fat in your mouth, you're going to have ketones in your body, but it's not coming from your body, it's coming from what you're feeding it, so you're going to still stay as fat or get fatter. You can actually get fatter in a state of ketosis by eating too many calories. Calories in, calories out is fairly simplistic. I know there's hormonal and some other things, but that's the basics of math, right? 1 minus 1 equals 0. We can do the negative positives, right? So that's what we need to look at. So we don't need to add extra fat. We are going to be lowering our carbohydrates, which will lower our caloric intake. We're going to be switching over to our proteins. We're going to adjust our proteins right here, and we're not really adding in any major fats. Okay, so I'm not talking about adding in your bullet coffee or all those. Those are adding fats. You don't need them yet if we're overweight because we have fat on our body. Why would we put it here when we can pull it off of here and still feel satisfied and feel good? Okay, does that make sense for everybody? Okay, so we're going to start going to a little bit fattier meats, get rid of the leaner meats, okay? So fattier cuts, more prime rib, which people love, but sounds crazy, dark meat chicken, different factors in that respect, bacon, lots of bacon, and we can start incorporating bacon in here and all of that, right? But here's where a lot of people make a mistake, and I will go over this in further things, is they eat too much protein. We have been told by the meat, the protein society, dairy, everybody that we need more protein, and we don't, right? So if we take average, ordinary people, which the majority of the people that are listening and watching this are just wanting to lose some weight, right? They want to feel better, but they're just looking to lose weight. If you're that extreme athlete or a triathlete, bodybuilder, powerlifter, these numbers are going to be a little bit higher for you, but not much, okay? And I'll get into that. I'm going to do a full series on for the extreme athlete, or you've got that last 5 pounds, last 10 pounds to pull off, and the tips and tricks and the hacks that I've been using to pull this last bit off to pull that full 6-pack in, okay? If that's what we so desire. If you're like, dude, I just want to lose 10, 20, 30 pounds and make pants fit better, this is going to work for you. Drink ketones and do this, okay? So very simplistically, protein-wise, women need 40 to 70 grams of protein. That's it. Very easy to get. A deck of cards is 4 ounces, and there's about 6 grams of protein per ounce, so 4 times 6, 24, 25. Literally 2 decks of cards is going to put you, or 3 decks of cards, think about it, if it's meat or whatever, put you right where you want to be, okay? Very simplistically. For men, 80 to 130, okay? So we're going to bump that deck of cards up to, 4 to 5 decks of cards, okay? I'm in this 120 grams of protein, 6 foot, 178 pounds, right? That's all I need for protein, and over the last 7-8 months, that's what I've been doing, and I've gained 2 to 3 pounds of muscle mass, and I have dropped over 24 pounds of fat, okay? 24 pounds of pure fat. Okay, so very simplistic, and 4.5 inches off my waist. Those are my measurements real quick. So there we're at. Lower the protein, get our protein, get to fattier cuts of meat, protein levels 40 to 70, 80 to 30, and if you are a fat athlete, here I'm going to be blunt again, if you're a fat athlete, you need to follow this same protocol, okay? I was a fat athlete for many years, carried much more body fat, thought I needed a whole lot more protein, don't need it. Fat athlete right here. Leaner athletes, bodybuilders, powerlifters in that realm. We need to bump these a little bit higher, but I actually have specific math based on lean body mass. Don't worry about that. You can contact me and ask me about that, okay? The majority of the people on this call, I know, are just looking to maximize fat loss. So what is the 4th phase? Very simplistically, the 4th phase is lifestyle and maintenance. Okay? After you've reached your goals, you're where you want to be, how do we maintain this? How do we continue to do this? Well, we've become truly fat adapted at this point, so our body can shift in and out from carbohydrates to fat, fat to carbs, back and forth, right? Well, we continue to still drink our Keto S. We continue to do this every morning. We've reduced our carbs. We can probably bump our carbs now because we have in that fat adaptation. Get into that 50, 75, maybe 100 based on your movements and everything you're doing, as well as just activity in life, right? But we're going to increase the fat. This is where that fat comes in. We know our carbs, we know our protein. Now we need to adjust our fat to compensate for the calories that we were burning off of our body. Now we need to put them in our mouth so we can maintain. That is our lever, okay? Fat is our lever because we know the other two are fairly much constants, okay? So, very simple. If you are hungry, you add in fat. Something via fat bombs, a little extra, the bacon, or more coconut oil, olive oil. Obviously, at this point in time, now we are definitely jumping up and we're doing the keto cream in the morning. We're doing a fat coffee in the morning because we want those extra calories in the morning, sustaining us throughout the day. We also have an amazing new product just came out that is a mixture of coconut oil and medium chain triglyceride oil. Phenomenal. I use this right now for my salads instead of using regular oils and whatnot. I pour this on my salads. It's just a great combination. You can add this into your fat coffee above and beyond. You can add this on your steaks. I mean, anything gives us those extra fat. You literally can rip it open and drink it. It's very inert tastes. I mean, just boom, right there. Ready? So we're still drinking our ketones. We're still doing all this, and we're absolutely enjoying life. Now, these phases, we can see our timelines on here, but this is lifestyle. Now, I'm not telling you that you can't ever have carbohydrates again. You want to go to, like I had a cousin's wedding. I went there, and my wife had me a piece of cake. I kind of had in my mind I'd probably have a piece of cake that day. Well, I had 2 bites. Cake was great, what everybody else told me. To me, it just didn't taste very good because I hadn't done sugars in quite a while. 2 bites and that was it. Now, did that kick me out of ketosis? It would have had I not been drinking ketones. It would have kicked me out of nutritional ketosis, but I'd been drinking ketones, so I still stayed in a state of ketosis. Literally, carbs, those carbohydrates, the glucose, burned off, and boom, I was right back into it, rocking and rolling, okay? So that was really cool, but it's like you've got a thing, you're going on vacation for a week, don't freak out. You're going to be, let's say, going on a cruise. All those you've been on cruises, right? Unlimited amounts of food. Go ahead and eat what you want. Now, you're probably going to be not cautious, but you're going to be more conscientious of what you're eating, but eat what you want. When you get home, you go right back and say, okay, boom, I had my fun, boom, clean it up for 2-3 days, and your body's going to go right back to where it was, okay? Because now your body is a ketone burning machine, right? It's a fat burning machine. You ate glucose, burns it off, boom, right into ketones. You're a hybrid car. You go right from running out of gas, just flowing. You don't even know that you skipped a beat and you're flowing into ketones, okay? So very simplistically. The second part here is I have a second protocol that a buddy of mine taught because of people that need to have breakfast. If you're that person that has to have breakfast, raise your hand, not a problem. Because over here I'm telling you, eat your first meal when you get hungry, or actually, I'm sorry, ketones, eat your first meal, then throughout dinner, right? Well, if you have to have breakfast, go ahead. Go ahead and have breakfast. Have your breakfast, fit it into these foods right here, food categories, and then wait until you're next hungry again, then have your ketone, okay? And then have your snack and dinner, whatever it's going to be in that respect. So it's just a quick switch. This doesn't have to be exact, but I can tell you following this, and I'll explain in my next chart why it is actually a little bit better, okay? So very simplistically, phase 1, salt, keto OS, when you're first hungry, first meal of the day, probably lower our proteins out a little bit, shift to fattier meats, and then as we hit our lifestyle, we're going to go there. Now, I will tell you, and I'm going to put this out here. Here's my little disclaimer. This works for 99% of the people. There is that 1% that have hormonal issues or whatever that actually can gain weight. 99% of you are going to have success with this if you don't talk to me, right? I mean, let me know and I'll help you out individually because there's probably more. But you follow this, it's going to help out that extra 1% as well. That I can guarantee you, okay? That literally is how to maximize fat loss using Keto OS, max, and I'm going to now show you the native lifestyles, okay? Pop this bad boy up. I'm going to look real quick to make sure we're all in the screen. Great. So, native lifestyles, taking us back to our, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600, 1,000 years ago, right? What our body was truly living off of. So, we've got 7 tips right here on how to do this. One is drink Keto OS and max. Okay, we've already talked about that, but drink 1 to 2 a day. You can drink 2, 3, 4 a day if you want. I'm advocating drinking at least 1 a day, but you can drink 2 a day if you really want to, or 3 a day if you feel you need it and you don't feel you want those other meals. 2 is water, more. That's what I said before, right? We need to drink what we're made of. Well, where do we get at this? More water. There is no definitive answer, 8 glasses, all this. No. What we really look at, just to kind of give us a scale, is a half an ounce per pound of body weight under normal circumstances. But if you're in a hotter environment, you're sweating a lot, you're an athlete, then we need to bump that to 0.75 or maybe even ounce per pound of body weight. Now, if you're a 500-pound man who is obviously overweight, we don't need 250 ounces. Let's be realistic about it, right? But most people are going to need, around 60 to 120 ounces of water, right? So half a gallon to a gallon of water a day. You'll figure it out. Here's the easy way to figure out. If you feel lethargic, you feel like you've got the headaches and fatigue, you're probably dehydrated. 1, up your salt. 2, drink more water. Whereas if you're getting up 2-3 times in the night, and if you're not a man and don't have a prostate issue, then you're probably drinking too much water or too much water too close to bedtime. I notice that. I try to go to bed at 11, and if I drink too much water after about 8:30 or 9, I end up having to get up once a night, but that's because I drank it too late, right? So that's how you gauge it, okay? Next one is reduce the refined sugars. Now, as I said before, once you start drinking Keto S, one of the greatest things you'll notice is that you don't care for the refined sugars as much. So instead of having to reduce or eliminate them, they're naturally going to fall out of your lifestyle. And I point them out: soda, fruit juice, energy drinks. Fruit juice, yes, fruit juice is sugar in a bottle. It is really no better for you, relatively, of soda or energy drinks. It just has a little bit of extra nutrients in it, right? So, yes, fruit juice has got to go. But those are naturally going to want to fall out of your eating habits, or eating and drinking. Reduce the grains, so flour, wheat, corn, fruit, and cereal. So I talked about fruit juice. I'm also going to talk about fruit. This is just initially. If you have to, having one piece of fruit a day is going to be okay, but we really want to reduce it for a little while, and you're better off having berries. So anything with a berry in it, strawberry, raspberry, blueberry, blackberries, boysenberries, and cherries are going to be your best ones. But you will notice you're not going to want them as much. Apples with some peanut butter on them aren't too bad either. Okay? Cereals, yeah, we have no need for cereal. So then we're going to transition, as we know in stage 3, transition to these healthier fats: coconut, medium chain triglyceride fats, which come from coconut, olive, avocado, heavy whipping cream, and butter. And I usually use the Kerrygold butter, is what everybody talks about and use. And I also convert mine into ghee as well, Ghee, which you can look up on the internet how to make it. Very simplistic. Transition to these healthier, better fats, okay? Then we did that first meal when you're hungry. Same thing, Keto OS when we're first hungry. Then when we are hungry, our first meal, not starving, but when we're hungry. Sometime between 11 and 3 o'clock for most people, right? Except if you not have breakfast, great, but you'll see a shift in your body. Then the last meal, preferably before 8 o'clock or 3 to 4 hours before you go to bed. So if we got someone who works the night shift, obviously shift this stuff for you, shift those timelines, but typically 3 to 4 hours before bed helps with better digestion. If you are hungry, we'll talk about fat bombs over here, and we can explain. Hey, Zeus, Privyet, night. Sorry, my dog is playing. Night. Call him, please, babe. Sorry about that. Dogs take off and start playing here. And so, before bed, right? Now, the 7th one is move your body. Get movements in your life. So I like to prefer to call them movements. Being a former gym owner, being a former bodybuilder, powerlifter, yeah, I've hit the exercise, I've hit the weights. But I actually, and you'll see this, I shot a total video, and you guys can get it, it's on my YouTube channel, about 7 to 10 minutes of daily movements I do 6 days a week to change your body. What I've used in my transition right here, in my journey to better. Okay, and I've got all those on my YouTube channel, totally describe how to do them, so lay them out for you. But I just look at movement. If you just get up and walk more each day, that's what we're looking for, okay? It makes the ketones more effective, whether you're drinking them or whether you're producing them, okay? So move your body, and a bonus, get more sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. We recover when we sleep. So simplistically, try and go to bed before 11 o'clock. Just make a commitment to yourself for 8 to 10 days to go to bed before 11 if we're on a normal schedule, earlier with the kids, whatnot. But our goal is to get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep. Most people need around there. There's the anomalies that need less, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of sleep. Others that need 10 or 11, especially children. But that's where we're at. So that's the bonus. Get some sleep. Okay? Now, the last bits I have here are some tips, tricks, enhancements, and hacks to make this even more effective. They're usually Q&A that people ask me, so I'm going to throw them in here real quick, and then we're going to wrap this up. Essentially, I mentioned it right here. Get movements in our body, but preferably movements in the morning. Mainly because we haven't eaten all night, we don't have any carbohydrates left in our body because those few we ate are burned off, and we're going to go right into fat, right? So get our movements in the morning is the best way to do it, okay? That is the biggest key to fat loss right here. We do not need to have any protein shakes before or after workouts. Most of the time we can get all the protein we need from the foods. That is one big thing in this whole journey. You know, and I used to do a lot of protein shakes. I've not had a protein shake in over 8 months now. Do I miss them? No. Did I need them? No, I didn't. There were actually extra calories that I wasn't using. That extra protein turns into carbohydrate, or turns into glucose. I apologize. Turns into glucose. It's a process called gluconeogenesis, okay? Big word, but what it means is converting protein to glucose, okay? Very simplistically. So we don't need them. Also, a big bonus is if you're getting outside walking, you know, I take my dogs out for a walk almost every day. I get out, I do things, is you're getting fresh air, especially here in Montana, as well as vitamin D from the sun, right? Two very important things, things I teach in my top 10 nutritional things. Those are two of them. Water's also, well, water's number one with ketones. Well, speaking of that, drink more water, right? Drink more water. That's really it, okay? Now, if you notice you're getting headaches or fatigue, you're just feeling sluggish, you're probably dehydrated, okay? So add a pinch of salt. You know, you've been doing your salt in the morning, but add a pinch of salt, drink a glass of water, and if you feel better in about a half an hour, you were dehydrated. Take another pinch of salt, another glass of water, and that should get you set back up. Realize that at this point, we probably need to add more salt to our foods, okay? So very simplistically, and electrolytes. Sodium is an electrolyte. The other three are magnesium, calcium, and potassium, okay? Now, everyone talks about potassium, bananas, potatoes. Actually, avocados have a large amount of all of that, and a lot of our green leafy vegetables do as well. So you can get that. I do use an electrolyte supplement. Now, this calls for 6 a day or 6 per serving. I only use 2 total a day. It's just a little bit. The first 3 weeks are the most important with your electrolytes and keeping them up because your body's kind of fluctuate, and most of the time you've been devoid of them, but we are able to add them. Now, one of the cool things is, in each of our products, we have the VHB, the ketones are attached to one of those electrolytes. So that is helping out in that respect, okay? So we're helping to put some protective instances in there, but this product, this electrolyte Stamina, I'm not pushing any certain company, but it's absolutely, I find, very amazing, okay? So along with that, so that should help. That fatigue and all that should start to disappear when we get our electrolytes proper, okay? Third one is sleep. We talked about that. And if you are hungry before you go to bed, you're looking at that late meal, keep it mostly all fat, okay? That's where something called fat bombs come in. They're literally a mixture of coconut oil, fats, butters, and some cocoa or whatever, peanut butter. But just Google fat bombs, and there will be thousands of recipes that'll pop up. Try not to eat too many because they are calorie dense, but I will tell you what, they are absolutely amazing, okay? This other one here, toss out the scale. This is absolutely huge, and I have done a video on this, but weighing yourself every day, once a week, these programs out there where people go out and go in, they have to go in and get weighed in and all this, that puts stress on you. Those of you who've done them, you can probably nod your head and say, yeah, Leroux, that's right. You know, you're going in there and they're weighing you, and you're like, oh man, did I lose weight? Did I gain weight? If I'm gonna get yelled at, whatever. So don't weigh yourself. Weigh yourself initially, right? So that way you know where you're at. So that way when people say, well, how much have you lost? Well, you know, I haven't been on the scale in 4 or 5 months, but I tell you what, my pants fell off, blah, blah, blah. But you can weigh yourself about every 8 weeks to 3 months, right? That's me. That's what I've done myself. I used to weigh myself every week in measurements, cut it all out because a good friend of mine said, Leroux, get rid of it. So I tossed it out. Why I can tell you I lost 24 pounds? Because I have checked it over a 6-month period, right? So that's where we get rid of the scale, get rid of the stress that's involved in that. The other one is called the H2O or water swoosh effect. WSOOSH. This is legit, where as you're losing fat, your fat cells fill up with water, and you're going, Leroux, I'm not losing any weight. Over 2 months, 3 months, you've been doing this for 90 days. You're just like, ah. Usually it doesn't take that long, but 4 to 6 weeks in, you will literally, if your body's holding all this water, your fat feels real squishy, literally just squishy. It's because this the water whoosh effect. And all of a sudden, in 2 to 3 days, it'll all flush out of your system, okay? So don't worry about that. That'll all come, and keep our electrolytes up. That helps as well, okay? The last one here, I'm gonna keep it short and simple, but is bowel movements. I get it all the time. Leroux, I haven't gone to the bathroom in 2 to 3 days. I'm constipated. That isn't healthy, right? Food in, garbage out. So we want to look at getting our bowel movements up there. The salt is typically, usually going to help with that. Getting our gut healthier is going to help with that. Extra water is going to help with that. Most of the time you don't go poop is because you're dehydrated and it's just all compacted in there, right? So we have that. And then, so we have constipation. Zeus, 9. We have constipation. And if we have that, we can use magnesium citrate, right? Now magnesium, is one of those electrolytes. But magnesium citrate, just pick up a bottle if you're constipated. If you're not having a bowel movement a day, you're constipated, right? You're going to feel so much better when you start going to the bathroom. So get in there, magnesium citrate, just take what's on the bottle, 1 to 2 pills a day. Now, as those bowel movements start to come in, go ahead and keep it that way because, keep supplementing with it until our body's really healthy for 2, 3, 4 weeks, okay? Along with that, if we go the other way around, if you have loose stools, it's probably because we are getting too much fat into our system too fast, and our liver and our gallbladder, which produces bile, is not able to keep up. For those of you that do not have a gallbladder, don't freak out, and this is something that you probably should be doing anyway, but add in bile salts or what they call ox bile. Okay, it's just a simple supplement. It's literally bile from an ox. Because you don't have a gallbladder, you're no longer producing it. That'll help you digest these fats. It's the other reason why in phases 1, 2, and 1 and 2, we're not ramping up our fats. In fact, we're not ramping them up till phase 4 very heavily because 1, we want to burn all the fat off of our body. But 2 is we want to let our body adjust. If you go from just eating normal to cutting out your carbs, lowering your protein, and stuffing it full of fat, I guarantee you're going to have some digestive issues because your body's not used to that kind of fat, right? So the bile salts come in, and that's the 2 loose stools. That'll help tighten it back up, right? Along with that, pee color. What color should our pee be? We've got our poop. Let's talk about our pee. It should not be dark in color. It should be light in color, right? Maybe a light yellow. It could have some bright yellow if we're taking a vitamin and mineral. That's fine. But if it is dark or stinky, we are dehydrated. I'll just go back to add more water, right? So that's what we look at. So very simplistically, that's the basis of everything. That is it in a nutshell. Along with that, so you guys will see this. I have a Facebook page that would love everybody to check out, my Native Fuel Source Facebook page. I do have a private Facebook group that anybody that works on my program, just ask me and I'll put you in that group. We have food lists, because I've not talked about that. We've got food lists. I have the advanced hacks for athletes, bodybuilders, for CrossFitters, or people that want to take it to that extreme side. I have other hacks, my top 5 mistakes that people do with keto. A couple of them I've already mentioned right here. And then I also, obviously, we can get more information on ketones, on the Keto OS product, as well as, this is what I do for a living. I teach, if you were to ask me, hey, Leroux, what do you do for a living? I share the power of ketones and I create superheroes. That's what I tell people, right? I help people become healthier, not just I increase people's health and their finances. Let me put it that way, right? I help people become healthier body-wise, but I also help their finances become healthier because I do this as a business and I share people, got a simple system on how to do that. That's all I want to say about that. But if you're interested, want to make some additional money while you're losing fat like I've been doing, let me know, okay? Along with that, I've got full-blown testimonials on fat loss. A buddy of mine, Billy, did a great little thing. It's a 3-minute video talking about all the people and their weight that they've lost. YouTube channel. That's pretty much my big things. So like I said, commit 90 days to yourself, to your life, to your family. That's part of the superhero side, is if you are happier, if you have more energy, if you're a dad and you come home and you sit down on the couch and you're done and you don't want to do anything with your kids, that's not great. That's not enjoyment for you. That's not enjoyment for your kids, right? They're full of energy. You want that same energy. I can tell you, follow these simple plans. Drink Keto OS every day and it's going to come around to you. And you come home and you want to play with your kids, sit down on the ground, play, enjoy whatever they want to do, you're a better father, right? You're going to be a better spouse. Mom, same thing. If you got that mommy mind in the afternoon or fatigue, whatever, we're here to help out with that, right? Keto OS and losing fat can absolutely do that. So I want to thank everybody, but please just reach out to me. I've got different ways for you to connect. My phone number is going to be here, my email, my Skype. I'm here for personal consults to help people. I don't charge anything for that. My satisfaction, gratification comes from literally hearing your stories, hearing your testimonials, and the changes that happened in your life. I truly say that. I have people tell me all the time what this has done, what ketones have done in their life for starters, but then when they incorporate it, if they need to lose the fat, right? So people that are not fat, I still recommend drink ketones. That's why I say everybody should drink ketones. Literally now, if you ask me, Leroux, what is your number 1 tip? Drink water with ketones in it, right here. Drink water with ketones in it, and it will absolutely change your life. So here's to better. Here's to that journey to better, and just let me know if you need anything. Many blessings to everybody. Take care.